Hi friends, this is Allison with the Seasoned Life with Allison DeLong, and this is my update video. Stay tuned to find out the things I've done to experience success over this last week of healthy eating and a healthier lifestyle. Stay tuned. Thank you for being here. It's been 1 week since my husband and I have really gotten serious. Well, actually I should say I've really gotten serious because Lance has been working a little bit harder than I am over the last couple of months to regain his health. I have continued to remove added sugars from my diet. If I were to define the eating plan that we've been following, I'd probably have to call it lazy low carb, at least for me. I've continued to not add added sugar to my diet. Continuing to not put sugar in my morning coffee and avoid that milk or cream. I've been intentional about consuming only whole foods, and I've been measuring so that I really am getting a good idea of what I'm consuming when I log what I have been eating. It's also been very helpful for me to use the data that I gather from logging my food in making food choices in general. Now let me say a little word about logging your food. You know, initially it's a pain because it's adding one more thing that you've got to get done during the course of the busy day. But honestly, after about 2 days of doing it, and after consuming the information that you get from doing it, it actually becomes easier and easier, and something that I actually look forward to. I think I find when I don't want to log my food, it's because I've eaten something that I'm not supposed to eat. Note to self. Now, I hate to be hungry, so I need to know what I'm going to put in my mouth when that hunger pain hits. I have very little tolerance for it, and it doesn't take me long to make the decision to find anything to put into my mouth. So today I'm driving over to my favorite little community, which is Pinehurst, Southern Pines area. And usually what I would do when I go over there, I would make a plan to eat somewhere because there's some lovely little local restaurants. But eating out is just not something that I want to be doing right now because you just don't have control over what's in your food. I had a lot to do this morning and I was busy this morning, and I actually, as usual, got started getting ready later and did not take time to figure out what I was going to eat. And I also have an appointment scheduled to where instead of being at a place where I would normally want to eat my lunch, I'm actually at my appointment. Today would have been a day that it would have been super easy to just go ahead and say, you know, I'm going to throw in the towel. I'm just going to eat lunch. Not going to hurt anything. But I just really didn't want to do it because I've seen so much progress this week. What progress? Stay tuned and I'll let you know at the end of the video what I have experienced. So what I did today is I made a little simple quasi lunch. I think one of the things that I have always perceived to believe is that in order for it to be considered a lunch, there has to be some kind of very intentional prep going into it. There has to be some very intentional final product. You know, it's lunchtime, a salad, a sandwich, a bowl of soup, something that is a what you would say would be a traditional lunch that might go back to the way that I was influenced by my mother. You know, it's all about the presentation. You got to have 3 things on a plate, and the color needs to be varied. But really, that's not the case. If you can get the nutritional value out of it, then you've achieved what you're trying to achieve, and that is to eat to live rather than live to eat. So what did I do? I got 2 cheese sticks because I know my pastime when I'm driving or riding in the car is to eat. I brought some carrot sticks to munch on after I eat my cucumber and after I eat my cheese stick or after my appointment. I'm hungry. That way I'll be less inclined to stop somewhere and pick something up. And of course, water. I haven't talked a lot about my water intake, but that's also been something that's been very intentional on my part. I've cut out sodas, which I really did a couple of years ago. When I drink a soda now, it's always been just kind of like a treat, but I've cut out the treats, and I'm just drinking water, and I usually season it with those no calorie flavors just to make it a little bit more interesting. But I also enjoy just drinking plain water. Now, as far as meals go, I will have to say that one of the things that makes this journey a lot easier is that my husband and I are on it together. So we are both trying to eat in the same fashion. And so we're both being real conscious about what we put together for dinner. A couple of weeks ago, we subscribed to one of those meal delivery services, but we ended up canceling it because they didn't have a low carb option. We didn't have any problems with the food that they were sending, but because there were no low carb options, we found ourselves throwing away half of what came with the meal packs and then having to supplement that with other vegetables that we bought in the grocery store. We did renew with another company that has low carb options, and those will come this week. I'll let you know how that goes. If it's good, I'll provide a link in the description of future videos so that you can try it out if you'd like to. So I've had some benefits, but I also have some things that I hope for and I hope will happen as I do this. My doctor said that because my triglycerides were high, that is an indication of inflammation in my body. I am interested to see if I'm able to reduce the inflammation, if that will help reduce one of my biggest problems, which is foot pain and muscle aches. If I'm standing up, you can guarantee that my feet are hurting, whether I've got on shoes or whether I'm barefooted. And in fact, my feet hurt so bad that I really, truly can't hardly stand to walk barefooted. In fact, a podiatrist told me that my days of walking barefooted should be over. When I get up, especially when I've been sitting for a long time or when I get up in the morning, my muscles ache. And so I'm hoping to see whether or not reducing these things in my diet that cause inflammation and then reducing my weight helps with that. Do me a favor and subscribe to my channel and ring the bell icon if you haven't done so already, so that you can follow along and find out if I see those benefits that I've hoped for. As I promised, here's what I've experienced since starting this new journey. I think the thing that has been the most beneficial is my energy level. In my first video talking about this journey, I talked about being able to strip stalls and unload hay, etc. and so forth. And that energy has stayed with me. Yesterday is a great example. I got up, I did a lot of work in the house. I didn't do a lot of housework. I did work on church things and video production and different things like that. And then I went outside and cleaned my horse's saddle. I've got a video that you can watch with that, actually a video series that you could watch with that. And came inside and continued to work on different things that I needed to get done in the daytime. It was 10 o'clock last night and I was still awake. I wasn't looking at the clock wondering when can I go to bed. I had energy. I felt good when I went to bed, and then when I went to bed, I didn't fall into the bed in exhaustion, but instead I lay down ready for a good night's rest. And I actually didn't fall asleep right away. I actually unwound as opposed to, deteriorating, and really and truly fell into a pleasant night's rest and slept well during the night, and then woke up naturally about 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning and got up and felt rested. And now that I think about it, when I got up this morning, those muscle pains were not there. So it's a great thing. It feeling as good as I do is part of what is making it easier for me to stick to the commitment that I made to myself. So that's this week's update. How are you doing? Leave a comment and let me know. Have you joined me in this journey? If you have, what strategies are you pursuing to help make this lifestyle a permanent one for you? And then is there something that you'd be interested in me exploring with you, giving it a try, finding out how it fits? I would sure love to open the conversation about this. my desire in doing and sharing what I'm sharing and being as transparent in what is really a very personal and sometimes embarrassing journey that more people than probably admit to are facing, is to hopefully make it easier for you to embark on the journey, find success in the journey, and share your results with other people. So help me help you. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great day. And it's December, so whatever holiday you celebrate, I pray and hope that it is the best one ever. Thanks for being here.